go. Good evening, everybody. It is Monday night here at the BTA Network, and since it's Monday, that means it's time for Monday Mayhem. We got stories that may not have made it to the mainstream radar, but we actually have one that did that might actually be important tonight. We'll talk about that, and it's not the political one because that's tomorrow. Anyway, I'm your host for
Yeah,
tonight.
but we may end up mentioning politics a little bit during it,
Mm-hmm.
only because it's warranted.
Okay, that's fine. Anyway, I'm your host for tonight. I'm on Bogstream. I'm currently joined online by two of my crazy cohorts. First, below me is our master and creator, Frodo. Hello, Frodo.
MNC, Master and Commander. I love it.
Mm-hmm. All right, and to my left, we have our resident Joker, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Hello everyone, happy Monday. How's it going?
Yep, we got Sajo in the chat. At least Sajo. And he said, welcome to the non political part of the show. Well,
Well,
like
we
Frodo
may
said, we may get mentioned just a little bit.
and
Excuse me, sorry. All right, and you may notice that our tiny sus Janet isn't here, but that's because she's enjoying Sin Squad, which is it's basically plane spotting, usually in Sydney, Australia, except this time it's a man and his 10-year-old son live from Haneda International Airport in Japan.
yep. So we're gonna give her a pass, even though I don't know if she really deserves it.
Yes, she does. No kidding. Hey.
Anyway, the story we were alluding to a few moments ago, we're gonna get started on right away because for those of you that don't pay attention to weather, we've had a pretty fucking interesting weekend weather-wise.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
Friday we had severe storms that included tornadoes in the Marion, Kentucky region. Now,
Mm-hmm.
for those of you that don't know, Kentucky is one of those places that rarely gets horrible weather. And when it does, it's not just horrible weather, it's fuck me, my house is flying away because it got hit by a fucking massive 15-foot, 15-mile wide wedge tornado type of bad weather. Okay.
Well, I put it this way: I stayed up a little too late on Friday night, but then I was looking at this on weather-wise, by the way, and it was saying there was a tornado emergency. And I'm like, what? It's midnight
Well,
in
we didn't
Kentucky, and they're having a tornado emergency. That's bad.
we didn't get a tour E on Friday night. We got them on Thursday night, and that one was in, I think, Oklahoma or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we also got a tour E last night.
Yeah, that
Now,
was
for
that one
those
near
that don't,
Greensburg.
yep. The Here's the thing that people don't know. Tour E is a special code that tornado watchers and spotters use to describe tornado emergency. It's the highest level of tornado warning the National Weather Service has at its disposal, and it is only issued in occasions where a confirmed, devastating, catastrophic level tornado is coming for um, population centers. It doesn't even have to be that big of a population center. It could be a 20 people. It could be 20 people.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as more than one person lives in that area and it's a big boy, they're going to issue a tour E.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, Kentucky should have had a tour E because the storms that were going on from our look, from our radar views, looks like they could have been easily an EF4, which is well within the Tor E minimum status. Tor E minimum, I think, that all usually ends up being EF3 or greater once the uh once the surveys are done. But because of the reductions in the National Weather Service from our favorite fuckface dipshit, the Jackson, Kentucky uh, National Weather Service had no one on staff capable of issuing a Tor E. Yes, when you have a severe weather event and you have no one in your WCO or LWO, local weather office, they switch off to a close by LWO. But the LWO that is switched off to usually doesn't check the radars closest to that weather service station because they've got their own radar to check. So the next station over would have been like, I think it's Frankfort, Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken. Can you look that up really quick, Shirley?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
It's not Jackson. It's not KJSJ, I think is
Okay,
what
there's Jackson, Kentucky. Hold on. I think there's Louisville, Kentucky.
That's it. Louisville. Yep. So Louisville, using their radar, wouldn't have been able to see what the Jackson radar was able to see, which was, oh, fuck, I'm going to die. Fuck me, shit.
Yeah, well, there's also one in Paducah, Kentucky. So,
yeah,
I think Paducah was closer.
Yeah, it was, but like I said, it was in Jackson's
territory.
Area. Yep. It was in Jackson's weather station territory. So the fact that we couldn't get a Tor E on that was a miscarriage of justice.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It pisses me off because even though I haven't heard of any deaths, I do know that there were injuries there. Actually,
hold on.
Yes.
Let me check with Andy Bashir's thing because
I think
I know
it was 27 deaths on Friday overall so far. But check for more. But yeah, when you have tornadoes like this and you have even the chance of things getting dicey, National Weather Service stations should be open 24 hours. They should be fully staffed 24 hours.
Okay.
There should be.
Okay, looks like in Kentucky, now this was reported as of Saturday after Friday's tornadoes, 18 have been confirmed, but that doesn't mean it's not going to go up.
Okay, so far we have 18 confirmed deaths.
That's in Kentucky.
And I'm just going to go. Yep. Luckily, last night we had another big tornado. And when I say big, I'm not even joking about big. I'm talking, fuck me, this is huge.
Yeah, because I saw somebody posted like photos of it, and it's like, oh shit.
Say the city name again.
Plevna.
It was in Plevna. So there was a tornado emergency issued. Thank you, Wichita, Kansas, for National Weather Service for keeping you guys going. And wait a minute,
I thought it was Dodge City, Kansas that issued that one. Yeah, it was Dodge City.
No. What one did I say? Topeka, I thought it was closer. But whatever it is.
Yeah, let me take a look. Hold on. I can go right there and find out. Let's see.
Yeah. But I think Plevna is one of those lucky places that it falls in barely in the jurisdiction of two. But they really needed it because the National Weather Service did issue a tornado emergency last night for the storm that they thought might be ending up hitting Greensburg,
Yeah.
Greensville.
Okay, it's Greensburg, and Dodge City is the closest one by far. It's not very far away.
Okay, that's good. So Dodge City, Kansas, that whole area, they know their tornadoes, so they had their stuff shit on point.
Mm-hmm.
What bothers me though, and oh, by the way, before I continue, Plevna, when it was striking, I was watching it on my radars. And yes, I did say radars plural. There's a reason. I have multiple radar apps available to me, and I like checking all of them for different reasons.
Which is
Different
fair.
radars specialize. But Plevna had 0 deaths. 0.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that was people were warned.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Plevna is such a small city that there really isn't many structure built homes in that city at all. There's very few.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the homes there are trailers, mobile homes. What my wife enjoys calling tornado food. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, everyone that was in Plevna, and mind you, that's only 85 people, got the warnings and got to a safe place where they went.
Mm-hmm.
Some went into the basement of their homes because they were lucky enough to live in a structurally sound building.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. But anyone who did not live in a structurally sound building went to church and hid in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
So thank God for that. This is the problem. Because of the current administration, we have National Weather Service weather forecast offices being abandoned at different points during the day and night. And when stuff like this happens, that means that station, that office, doesn't have the people necessary to issue severe warnings to get people safe. That's what happened in Marion and all that in Kentucky. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My problem is this. This man that I'm not naming decided to cut the National Weather Service and NOAA's funding because, quote, they pushed the narrative of the climate change hoax, end quote. If climate change is such a fucking hoax, why are we dealing with fucking EF4, EF5 fucking strength tornadoes on the regular? You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the last few days, the weather has been fucking nutty.
Yeah.
And when we have tornadoes dropping from the sky, that can literally, and this is not a joke either. I'm actually gonna pull up the picture of this, Shirley,
Okay.
off of X. So let me get yourself ready to pop this picture onto the stream.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh wait, I gotta go back to that. That's it. Do, 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 do. Sorry, gotta go up.
Yep. We apologize for the technical difficulties.
No, I'd say delay right now. Just a short
Okay.
delay.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to find
But
the
I mean,
picture
but
I
I
want to
mean,
show.
but I mean, it was like midnight or something, and I see this thing on WeatherWise saying there's a large destructive tornado. It's like, are you gotta be kidding me? Wow, because you have to remember, I can't remember what town it was in Kentucky that got hit
Huh?
in December. I think it was 2021 or 22. It was
Oh
hit.
no.
I think it was Marion. It was Marion, Kentucky.
Can you,
Well, there were
yeah,
storms
it
that
was.
hit Somerset and London,
London, yeah.
Kentucky too,
Yeah.
and those were pretty bad.
Um. So
Okay.
here's a couple of pictures for you. Here's a video first for you, Shirley,
Okay.
and the video that I'm gonna be posting. All credit goes to Aaron J. Jack on what's it called, on X
Yeah.
for this video.
Okay.
So go ahead and here it comes on the Zoom chat for you.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's Aaron J. Jack. And that building that you're going to see here in a moment
Okay, give me just
is
a second here. I gotta get the
switch the scene. I know.
yeah.
But I wanted to say this was a house that was made primarily of bricks.
Okay, I got that. Now I'm going to full screen this so that way we see the whole thing. And I'm gonna crank up the sound too. So
Yep. The damage.
Massive wedge tornado
is
just went through Plevna,
pretty fucking
Kansas. This is
catastrophic.
outside of Plevna. This is about 2 miles southwest of Plevna. House completely destroyed. Trees are shredded here. Search and rescue is already going on here. We're going to keep going. We're going to head to Plevna.
And then the credit for this next picture, which I'm going to post.
okay. All right, let me switch out of here.
The picture that I just posted, Shirley, I'm giving Zoe Greer Osterhaus full absolute credit.
Okay.
Repeating that name is Zoe Greer Osterhaus.
Okay. All right, give me just a second here to get to the articles. And there's the picture. And
That
word
is
the word for this is eek.
Yes. This was an extremely large and dangerous tornado.
Yeah.
So I want everyone to realize that this is not a joke. When we got tornadoes forming that look like this, you've got a problem.
Yep.
And in fact, I can go even further to say that with the tornado that hit Plevna, the CC drop of that, which, by the way, for those that don't know, CC stands for correlation coefficient. It basically, it basically measures the size of the particles in the air, and the more alike the particles are, the redder your correlation coefficient is going to be. But the more towards the blue and black it is, the less alike the particles are. So if you have a bunch of rain or other hydrometeors, it's going to look really, really, really red. If you have a bunch of debris floating in the air, you're going to see a huge blue splotch.
Yeah, but
on the area where it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you this right now: that Plevna tornado was big enough that if the CC is to be believed 100%, which trust me, it's pretty fucking accurate. The entire town was engulfed.
Yeah, because I think I read somewhere that there were only like 3 houses left standing.
Yeah, yeah. It was horrible. I was watching this happen, and I
Yeah,
was scared for the people.
yeah, I saw when I saw. I'm with that Storm Chasers group that he posted to everyone about the Greensburg tornado. I was like, wait a minute, is that the same Greensburg? He said, yeah, but thankfully Greensburg itself was spared.
Yes, even though the velo kind of looked like there might have been two,
Mm-hmm.
but there wasn't, fortunately.
Yeah.
But this was a big tornado, and I just want people to realize my anger is from not because of any reason other than this should never have happened. There
Mm-hmm.
should never have been a chance for people to be injured by stuff like this.
Yeah.
And Shirley, I have to give a quick update really quick.
Okay.
Right now, actively, it expires in 8 minutes, but it is a radar observed tornado. We do have a tornado warning in effect. Give me one moment to
Is it in Missouri?
you up so I can. Yes.
Yep, I'm on it.
Okay, this tornado is for Washington County, Missouri, and it is at 9 p.m. A tornado-producing storm was located 7 miles east of Portoy, or 15 miles southwest of Petoskey, moving north at 30.
Mm-hmm.
This is a confirmed tornado. Locations impacted include Irondale, Shirley, and Belgrade.
Me?
Shirley,
What?
you're in Missouri?
What am I doing in Missouri? No, I'm kidding. Hell, hey, I mean, I'll tell you something. Looking at these radars, you never know what names you'll see on these things because let me switch over to WeatherWise here because I do have it up. Okay, WeatherWise, where are you? Hold on. Bear with me.
But yeah, I'm
There we
looking
go.
at the storm
Okay.
right now, and it kind of looks like the rotation. And it doesn't look like there's much rotation right now, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Oh,
But
I like the name of
it
this
can
town.
change in a moment.
Yeah, I like the name of this town. Viburnum. Let me see.
But yeah, I just want everyone to be aware that there are still tornadoes going on.
Let's
and
see. Yeah, there it is. Locations impacted include Irondale, Shirley, and Belgrade. So there's a Belgrade, Missouri too.
Yep.
But
I'm just letting you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's the fun thing about these radars. You find some odd names sometimes.
Shirley,
yes.
In your WeatherWise app, click on the hamburger menu, and then click Split View.
Done.
And you can change what you want in the second version by going down to where the radars are and choosing like correlation coefficient. And from my correlation hits, there's something possibly in the air above Palmer, in between Palmer and Levy.
Okay. There we go.
God damn it, Levy. Why are you playing around with Rosie Palmer and 5 sisters?
Yeah, I love Viburnum. Viburnum, Missouri. Let's see. There's Cuba, Missouri. There's Cuba, Missouri. There's Festus, Missouri. Mount View, Poplar Bluff.
Yep, and like I said, this kind of stuff we're talking about really bad storms, we're gonna when we're live, we're gonna keep you up to date. But yeah, Palmer Levee. I'm looking around here. There's no other tornado warnings that I can see, but there is a high wind warning up in close to my town, my area, Sioux City.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and we've been dealing with some nice, storms ourselves. So yeah,
Yeah.
Now we haven't had anything here for the last few days. Now we're supposed to get anything left over from what's supposed to happen tomorrow, but by the time it gets here, it's going to be
Yeah.
as considerably weaker than what's going to be to the north. So
yep,
that's the story on us here, because we are supposed to get some storms, I think, tomorrow night going into Wednesday morning, but the good news is they'll be considerably weaker than what they're going to be like from Birmingham north, because unfortunately my older niece and older nephew are kind of in that enhanced range tomorrow. I would not be surprised if it goes up to moderate tomorrow. But it is getting more and more frightening when you're finding all these violent tornadoes, like at night now. They don't need the daytime anymore.
nope.
I mean, I've seen some dangerous nighttime tornadoes before. I mean, not in person, mind you, thank God. But it's like now they're getting more and more commonplace that they're striking at night, sometimes in the middle of the night.
Yep. And the problem that people don't know is that severe weather can strike at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they usually tell you the peak is between like what,
So-
3 p.m. and 9 p.m. But nowadays it's like screw it.
Out the window at that point.
Let's have some. Yeah, it's at this point. It's hey, you want a tornado? You want a tornado? You want a tornado? Well, too bad you're getting one.
Pretty much.
And it's like, and you get a tornado, and you get a tornado, and you get a tornado. Now, I'm not trying to be funny. Trust me, okay?
No,
But-
we are joking around about this, just because it's the only way we can keep our fucking heads on.
Mm-hmm.
But there is no. This isn't a joking matter. This
No,
is just
it's not.
This is just a between us joke. Nothing more, nothing
Yeah.
less.
Mm-hmm.
And as Oprah would say, I don't know if we need another tornado.
Yep.
And to be frank, we don't need more tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
So if this CC drop next to that was in between Palmer and Levee
Mm-hmm.
is to be believed, and it is still a tornado, it veered a little bit more northwest and avoided Levee.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Paul gets
But yeah, but I mean, this is getting really, really frightening, because first you've got more violent tornadoes east of Tornado Alley, down in Dixie Alley, but then it seems like the whole thing is shifting.
Everything weather is shifting majorly, and that's the problem. Is that people in power think that us weather people are trying to have some kind of political agenda.
Yeah. Let's face it, there's two reasons for all this happening. Number one, it's like, oh, there's no such thing as climate change. And number two, revenge.
And the third thing, Shirley,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be frank, okay? The people who do weather are not looking to fucking do a political statement.
No.
All we're looking for is to keep people safe.
Mm-hmm. Give them the forecast. Be ready for the day. Be ready for the next few days. If there's a severe weather threat, they'll be on top. They'll try their best to be on top of it. Because let's look back to March 15th. Okay. I mean, they were starting to talk about that here in Alabama a week ahead of time. And when they started putting like 30%, 5 days out, I knew that wasn't good.
Exactly. And this is the problem that we really need to hammer home. There is no political bias in
Exactly.
none.
Mm-mm.
I'd if I'm gonna be honest, if there was political bias in what I'm saying right now, I would tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And while I do hate Trump, I really do, there is no political bias in what I am saying
No.
because because it's important.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But I mean,
Proper.
it just,
It, it,
it just pisses
and
me off.
this is why we pay attention to Ryan Hall,
Mm-hmm.
because guess what? He does this job that no one else seems to want to do.
Mm-hmm. But he also makes it very clear. It's like, and, some people are saying, "No, you should be listening to YouTubers." Like, well, here's the thing, though. Ryan Hall acknowledges that the real warnings will still come from the National Weather Service, the official warnings.
Exactly.
He has made that clear. I know.
He does something on weather-wise and on his stream called Y'all Watch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically saying, y'all watch out now, you hear there's something possibly coming your way.
Yep.
Okay.
Because
And
every once in a while I'll see like the blinking warning or the little, I guess you call it the animated warning. All right, I need to switch off the split. I'm gonna get dizzy here in a minute. There we go.
I use split mode because it gives me the ability to track stuff a little bit better
Mm-hmm.
and ensure that I get all the information I need. Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
did you notice Sarah's new status on Discord?
No, I haven't. I can go take a look. That's not Discord.
Chloe's in the chat. Sorry, wasn't in the mood to join the showtime. That's okay.
You're good.
Yeah, it's all good.
We're handling some weather business, so
Yeah.
you probably would have gotten pretty bored listening to me ramble on.
I like this. The status. I just saw that.
Go ahead and say it online so that people can hear that.
Feeling grateful for a tech-minded husband, which is you, Frodo, obviously.
Oh yeah, but yeah, yes, it is. Yeah, the intensity went way down. Oh shit. We have a new tornado warning in effect right now for Washington County, Missouri.
Yep, it's that same county from earlier. Okay,
It just got reissued.
Yeah, radar indicated.
Which is good because that means it's not directly down yet.
Mm-hmm.
But
This could be a case of a cycling tornado that goes up, may come back down again.
Yep. I'm literally watching Ryan Hall's stream as well while we're doing our stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at this and I can actually see the rotation. It's southwest of Potosi, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very small region of rotation, but if it tightens up any, I'll keep you guys up to date.
Okay.
But I'm watching it now.
All right. But yeah, it's like meteorologists are the case of damned if you do and damned if you don't. Because think about this, they have to interrupt. They have to, the TV meteorologists. They have to interrupt the shows and things because, it's a life-threatening situation. And people start attacking them for no reason. But then they turn around, they say there could be a tornado outbreak, and sometimes nothing happens. And I think they'd be glad they were wrong. But then you got these idiots that say, we were having this all day and nothing happened. Where are the tornadoes? It's like, you want one? Are you nuts?
Now I'm gonna say this as a tornado person. I kind of do want tornadoes occasionally, and the reason I want them occasionally is because they disarm the atmosphere.
New tornado warning just popped up. Cuba.
I know. I also have another one. We have an active tornado warning for southwestern Adams County in west central Illinois, northwestern Pike County in west central Illinois, and southeastern Marion County in northeastern Missouri.
Yep.
Radar indicated rotation moving northeast at 22 knots. And its max hail size is 1 inch.
Yep. Here are the locations impacted on that one. Quincy, Hannibal, Palmyra, Quincy Regional Airport, Payson, Fall Creek, Adams, Burton. Burton? Oh my gosh. Liberty, Richfield, Plainville, Marblehead, and Seahorn. This also includes the following highways: Interstate 72 near exit 4 and Interstate 172 between exits 2 and 15. So, oh my God, I can't believe I got my name in somewhere in Missouri, and I wonder if Burton's either in Missouri or Illinois.
Well, I'm gonna find out because I'm zooming the hell in.
Yeah. It's like, what?
Oh God, it's in Illinois.
So a part of me is in Missouri and a part of me is in Illinois.
And the rotation on this storm is very evident. So, yeah. Oh,
Take cover.
And then there's Cuba.
Yeah.
Cuba.
Yeah, literally the town of Cuba, Missouri.
And other towns in the crosshairs of this one will be Cuba, Bourbon, Leesburg, St. Cloud, and Oak Hill.
Now, I'm zooming. This is going to make you laugh. I'm zooming to this radar. There's actually a town called Japan. That's north of Cuba.
Oh, heavens.
Oh, my God. There's a Japan, Missouri. There's a Cuba, Missouri. There's even a Monday, Missouri. The town of Monday.
Oh, my heavens.
See, now we're not taking the weather like it's just that you find all these crazy named little towns when you zoom in on these radars.
Yep. And I'm not trying to say anything bad, but just letting people be informed that, there is some crazy shit going on.
Yeah. Now that part is real, but it's absolutely mind-boggling. Yes, welcome to the towns of Shirley, Missouri, and Burton, Illinois.
Hey, you know what you should say? You should tell your mom tomorrow.
What?
Hey, Mom. Why didn't you tell me that I'm split between Missouri and Illinois?
She's trying to say, huh? But yeah, seriously, we're not taking the weather lightly. It's just the fact that I've got my name. My first name is in Missouri. My last name is in Illinois. Okay, so Purdy. I was looking at Purdy, Missouri, because that's where, Camp Barnabas is. That was that because I told you that was that one that got hit. I was hit by a tornado, but 20 years ago it was done by Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
And looking at some of the radar scans for these, I'm in dual mode with Coco. Yes, we weather people call correlation coefficient COCO.
Yeah.
Maybe a little something above, just northeast of Hannibal, Missouri,
Uh-huh.
heading up towards Burton,
Yeah.
but it doesn't look like much.
Yeah.
I think it was just a precautionary
Oh, yeah.
tornado
I agree
warning.
with that. There's Purdy,
You know,
Missouri.
so yeah. Anyway, do you have any other stories we need to handle, Shirley?
Actually, yes, there is. I don't know if you saw what I posted in the group over the weekend. There is a potential issue with rice.
Oh God, what?
Okay, let me go find it because yeah, here it is. High levels of arsenic and cadmium found in rice sold in stores across U.S. So, and this was posted by CBS. Okay, get out of the way. I don't need all this. Get out of here. Let's see. This was posted on Friday afternoon. So here's what happened. A new report is bringing attention to toxic heavy metals and elements such as arsenic, cadmium, lead, and mercury that could be in your rice. The report, which comes from Healthy Babies Bright Futures, an organization focused on babies' exposure to toxic chemicals, says arsenic was found in 100% of 145 rice samples purchased from stores across the U.S. 1 in 4 rice samples also exceeded the federal limit of 100 parts per billion ppb of inorganic arsenic set by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for infant rice cereal in 2021, according to the report. No such limit exists for the rice itself, the bags and boxes of rice served at family meals, despite it being widely consumed by infants and toddlers, the authors note. Overall, the levels of total heavy metals, including inorganic arsenic, cadmium, lead, and mercury, range on average from 63 ppb to 188 ppb among the rice samples, though one sample exceeded 240, for example. The group also tested...
Shirley.
Yes.
How would you like to glow for a few weeks?
I'll pass, thank you.
Yeah, I'll pass too.
All right. The group also tested 66 samples of other grains, including quinoa, barley, and couscous, and found they had much lower levels of toxic heavy metals. The rice and grain samples included 105 different brands, including Trader Joe's, Ben's, and Goya from 20 metro areas across the country, from New York City to Los Angeles and Miami. Of the 4 toxic heavy metals found, arsenic was found at the highest levels and cadmium was second. Lead and mercury were found at the lowest levels. The organization also found some types of rice had higher levels of heavy metals and elements than others. White rice grown in California, jasmine rice from Thailand, and basmati rice from India had lower levels than brown rice, white rice grown in the southeastern U.S., and arborio rice risotto from Italy. In an email statement to CBS News, the USA Rice Federation said Thursday, "We know that arsenic in food is alarming for many consumers and that you may have questions. And while we do not agree that there is a public health safety issue as a result of trace amounts of arsenic in rice, we will continue to work with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to ensure the U.S. rice supply meets any threshold established." Very low levels of inorganic and organic arsenic are found in many food products, according to the National Institutes of Health. Inorganic arsenic is more toxic to humans than the naturally occurring form of the mineral arsenic, and the health effects from exposure are more severe, according to the FDA. The Environmental Protection Agency has labeled inorganic arsenic a carcinogen, or a substance that causes cancer. For those concerned, there are ways to reduce your exposure, including different cooking methods and rice alternatives. And one of the most important things when it comes to rice, if you get that jasmine rice and all, rinse out all the impurities first.
Yep.
That is so important.
Yep. So. Shirley, how tall are you?
Approximately 5'3".
Guess what?
What?
Your new pronouns are "I'm a little T."
What the hell?
Actually, that'd be more for my mother. She's only 4'6".
If you're under 5'5", your pronouns are I'm a little teapot.
That true. I don't, like I said, that do truly apply to my mother.
uh, I'm aware.
Yeah.
I was short as shit. I admit it.
Yeah. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Of course, I don't know the rest of the words, so I don't care.
Anyway, and what else do you have?
What? Probably one more story here, and I posted this over the weekend. Um, there are some special education students who finished a college program to get diplomas, but here's the problem: they're not going to get to walk the aisle to get them with the rest of the students.
Why?
I'll tell you in a second. Okay, and this is let's see. It's Cal State University East Bay, which is near San Francisco. So here's what's going on. A group of special education students are frustrated and disappointed after Cal State East Bay informed them that they will not get to walk across the stage during this weekend's graduation ceremonies. The college said the students did not meet graduation requirements. Yeah, right. Anyway, they were told that they are graduating and would have a ceremony, said Anita Ung, a parent of one of the students. That makes them feel like they are included in the community. Now you're telling them you guys did not finish a diploma, you guys are not the same. Eng's 29-year-old son Darren is one of 3 students graduating from the university's Intellectual and Development Disabilities program called Think by the Bay. These students are the first group to complete the 2-year program that launched in 2023. But because the group will not be receiving degrees, the university said the students are not eligible to walk in graduation. If even in school you cannot include them and treat them like everybody else, how would you expect the outside would accept them? Eng said. Advocates of the program said the school is failing to be inclusive. Kristen Vogel Campbell organized a petition pushing the university to change its decision. She said the denial goes against recommendations from the state's Center for Inclusive Colleges. A public university that prides itself on access and opportunity to then go ahead and say, well, we'll take your tuition money, but we're not going to have space for you at this commencement ceremony. It sends a really damaging message, said Vogel Campbell, a board member at CSUEB's Center for Disability Justice Research. Cal State East Bay said it plans commencement a year in advance. In a statement, the university said that the students do not meet requirements to be eligible to participate in commencement. The statement goes on to say that they have worked to offer options to celebrate the students. Think by the Bay students were honored Tuesday in an informal graduation ceremony. Vogel Campbell said, regardless of the university's reasoning, students should have been able to celebrate with everyone else. We're talking about 3 students and their families, Vogel Campbell said. So this is getting 10 or 12 chairs and just putting them there. And recognizing this, would take 5 to 10 minutes tops in the commencement ceremony. Commencement ceremonies will continue through this past weekend. The group is hoping the university will change its mind in time for Saturday's ceremony, which more than likely didn't happen because it's already been passed.
Can we just say if you've got a problem with people with different abilities, then and you don't want to let them do what everyone else does, then you're not really that inclusive, are you, fuckers?
Nope.
Pretty much.
Yeah, believe me when I say this, I would be fighting for those 3. It's like, they worked hard for this. How dare you? I feel like that is so dumb on their part.
Dumb. It's potentially illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we all know that a certain someone won't enforce it, it should be.
Excuse me. But I feel like that's really stupid on their part to do that.
Oh, Mike, after we get off, stay on for a minute because I want to get you hooked up to be able to get a hold of those 2 new people.
Okay.
But yeah,
Mike.
yeah. Let's just say the weather went berserk over the weekend.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't watch um, Ryan Hall, he has a score called the Weather Intensity Score. This weekend, I think it was actually Friday, I saw that bitch over 286.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I know. Let's see. About a couple weeks ago, I saw a video where a guy was checking whether or not he passed the bar exam to become a lawyer. And of course, he finds out he passed, and said, "I passed the bar. I got a 309." That got me curious. Like, how good or great is a 309? It turns out the average score on the bar exam is about 260 to 270. The best score you could possibly get is 400. He got a 309, so he's like in the top 15%.
mm-hmm.
So, but you see, I got curious because I've never heard a reaction where someone mentioned the score. But some people say, "Who cares?" It's like, I'm just curious because I've never heard a reaction where the score was involved. That's why I got curious about it.
Hey Mike,
Yeah.
have you thought about getting your bar license?
My for no.
Well,
I
because
think
Wait a
would
minute.
go-
Wait a minute. Which bar?
how about the bar that you serve drinks at?
The liquor
Oh my
license.
god. Oh my god.
Hey, I'm just chucking you under the bus.
Yeah. Well,
What
unfortunately.
else is new?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Suits L.A. That was that spinoff from the original Suits, where you had a guy who didn't pass the bar, still somehow fooled everybody into thinking he was a lawyer. Well, unfortunately, that show got canceled. So, but yeah, I was just curious. I was just curious about the score because I'd never heard a reaction where the score was involved. So,
Hey Mike,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start chucking ice balls of ping pong ball shape at your head.
Ouch. Out, 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 out.
well, I'll tell you this: I'd rather have ping pong balls than like baseball or DVD size hail. That's enough to kill you. If they're coming at you at 100, if they're coming at you 100 miles an hour, those things could literally kill you.
During Friday's Fun, I saw somewhere someone had like a 4-inch size hail.
Mm-hmm.
That he.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. If you get
Hey,
that kind
Mike.
of hail a lot, that's bad.
yeah. What's up, Frodo?
Let me ask you, how would you like to get hit in the head by 6-inch hail?
Oh God, I'd probably be dead.
Yeah, because of course the biggest one in history, I believe, was in South Dakota, 9-inch diameter, one hailstone.
Well, there you go, Mike.
I'd be
We'd probably,
dead.
yeah, we'd be dead. But yeah, that's, but yeah, but that's why hail can do just as much damage as a tornado. Especially when you get that really big softball, baseball, softball, grapefruit, bigger than that. That's potentially deadly.
You know what would definitely be a deadly piece of hail?
What?
Mm.
Going at 150 miles per hour? Watermelon.
Oh God.
Yo, oh, there goes a car completely totaled.
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah, that would total a car. You're right. That kind of solid ice. Say goodbye to that car.
Oh, Tim would not be
You're
happy.
sold.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think anybody would be happy with that one.
No, No, the reason why I said that is because he got a brand, well, not new. It's a 2021 Toyota RAV4.
Mm-hmm.
He would not be happy if that got destroyed.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame him. I would not blame him. Because,
Hey, Tim.
He's actually working right now.
but I mean, you can get damage from hail, from lightning, from tornadoes, flooding. That does damage. I mean, after all, look what Hurricane Helene and Milton did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So anyway, we only got 5 minutes left. So here's basically our plan for the rest of this week. Of course, Frodo and I will be doing political catch up tomorrow. And as far as I know, I do not have anything scheduled for Thursday. And of course, Friday we'll be doing Among Us. And very important note, and we'll be running these throughout the week. Next week, Monday is Memorial Day. We have decided we're going to take that entire week off.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll give us a chance to rest, recuperate a little bit.
And the reason we decided to do that is because it's also my anniversary week. So,
Mm-hmm. So we'd rather, we want to make sure get some rest and everything. Because after all, we've been doing this we've been doing it nonstop almost for a little bit anyway, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I found the perfect mod collection for you for Skyrim.
All right.
All right. So anyway, that's basically our plan for this week and next week. And next time we'll do Duel Links. It won't be until June. So, but that's basically what's going on for this week. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna play the ending. So bear with me, growl.
What are you laughing about, Mike?
What you just sent me?
We'll find out after the show. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's it for tonight. So love, peace, and chicken grease. Everybody have a great night. Sleep well. Stay safe, especially in those severe weather areas. And Frodo and I will see you tomorrow for a political catch-up. And the rest of us will be here Friday for Among Us. So, peace.
Have a good one.
Peace. Have a good one.